start choosing safer products? Well, you want to, first of all, know what the material or the ingredients are. Ask if they're not labeled, call the company. If it doesn't feel natural, it probably isn't, right? So do your homework and find out what you're getting. Use a database to identify what's toxic and what's safer to use. I'm going to show you how to do that by giving you a tour of the environmental working group today. Choose natural ingredients to the extent possible. Is it possible to get your entire house to be natural? No, it's not. I try very hard, but there are some things that I just have to give up on and say, okay, I just need to make a reasonable decision and move on. You're not going to, be able to get things that are perfectly natural. Avoiding scents and colors. Those molecules of scent are oftentimes endocrine disruptors, not good for your hormone system. So they get into the body and they can get into the brain and start disrupting hormone function. And then, when you're buying something that is dyed, what was the dye? What did they use? I think a lot about this with kids' toys, because kids put everything in their mouth, right? And there are so many beautiful toys out there that are beautiful and colorful, but think about it, it comes at a cost, right? That child gets exposed every time they stick that toy in their mouth. Choosing organic when possible when it comes to personal care products, when it comes to fabrics and even furniture and bedding, and then buying things that are local. You may not be aware that when, for example, furniture or baskets or some other things are imported in from other countries, they may often be fumigated at the border to get rid of unwanted pests, which is important. You don't want to be shuffling bugs and these pests all around the globe, but now you're bringing that into your home. So if you buy something that's local, then it hasn't been sprayed, whether it's furniture or even food. So think about buying local when it comes to choosing something, and don't take other people's word for it. Right? The people that answer a phone at a customer service location or salespeople, this is not on their radar. Right? I just had somebody tell me that something they bought is organic, but it's not labeled organic. And in fact, when I looked at the label, it's actually got a bunch of, artificial, fabrics and rayons and polyesters in it. So somebody told them it was organic. It's actually not. So you have to be the one in charge of choosing what's going to work. I thought this was a really interesting picture because we're going to start by talking about more in depth on how to choose personal care products that are less toxic. So look at this picture of the globe. If you live in a country that is not highlighted, then there's very little regulation on what's safe to put into personal care products. Okay. Look at how many other countries are doing a better job than we are here in the United States, right? With all the technology and the knowledge and the science that we have, we're still not advocating for human health, right? And there's many reasons for why this happens. I'm sure you've already got a couple of ideas that's popped into your head, but now the onus is on you to protect your health and the health of your family. So here's a list of chemicals. This is like 12 different chemicals that should definitely be banned, but they're not. But hopefully we're getting there, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. So if some of these words sound familiar to you, you'd want to make sure they're not found in your personal care products, in your furniture, like, for example, formaldehyde, phthalates. These are chemical compounds that have a scent to them. They're used in plastics and makeups, parabens, PFAs. These are forever chemicals. They are like your non-stick materials in your pans, or waterproofing materials for shoes, or stain guard on couches. You definitely want to avoid these. There's many health outcomes associated with them. So how do we choose safer cleaning products? So I always go to the environmental working group to find out if what I'm already using is toxic. And if it is, I choose something that is safer. So this goes for your all-purpose cleaners, for your bathroom cleaners, soaps, detergents, even bleach. You can actually find bleach that's less toxic and it still actually works. So I want you to start one by one, thinking about, okay, I need to replace this product. The next time I choose a product, it's going to be something safer. Choose natural ingredients for cleaning. So vinegar is wonderful. We have gallons and gallons of vinegar that we use to make our cleaning products. Baking soda is wonderful for many things. When I have mildew that builds up, I use a combination of, first I do the baking soda, let it sit, then add the vinegar, and it's fine. I don't have to use bleach. People sometimes use alcohol to clean many things. You can wipe things down. I even had a patient once tell me that she uses vodka diluted to clean her produce when she brings them home. So otherwise, you want to start thinking about non-toxic soaps, essential oils, etc. And always choose unscented because, again, those scent molecules are problematic. They're toxins. You don't really need that artificial pine scent, right? If I'm going to show you how to make your own. So also choosing organic whenever possible. So I'm going to show you how to do a DIY all-purpose cleaner. This is what I use in my house. Basically, you can go online and buy a set of, 3 spray bottles. I like the glass because I just try to minimize plastic. 50-50 mix of water and vinegar. Just throw it into the bottle. If you have surfaces that are, delicate, maybe they're not sealed, and they can't take vinegar, well, first of all, always do a little test spot. But if it can't take vinegar, skip the vinegar, just put all water in there. And then you can add your favorite essential oils and some non-toxic soap, liquid soap. Shake it up. You've got an all-purpose cleaner. I use this for our tables, kitchen counters, toilets, showers, everything, right? In fact, a lot of my surfaces can't take vinegar, so I just use the water with the soap. Sometimes I'm actually even in too much of a hurry to add in the essential oils, but you could add in lemon essential oils or lavender or tea tree oil. Tea tree has antimicrobial properties. So this is pennies, right? We are marketed it to think that we need a separate cleaner for our toilet, one for the bathtub, one for the sink. You don't. This works for everything. You just got to keep up with it. I have spray bottles throughout the house and we just clean as we go. And I have 3 boys, so I'm pretty sure that my house gets some, real dirt and stuff. So if it works for us, I think it works for most other people. Let's talk about furniture. How do you know your furniture is toxic? And before you all panic about what you already own and use at home, it's okay. If you're going to replace it, you're going to think about how to get something that's safer, less toxic. So the foam in the cushions can degrade, and oftentimes it's treated with fire retardant. So all of those molecules can get into your home. We've now worked towards banning fire retardants on furniture and hopefully even kids' pajamas and cribs. Looking at the wood, if it's not solid wood, it might be particle board or something else that's sort of been put together through a process that's not natural. So it's got other chemicals in it. Formaldehyde, glues, like think about how this furniture is put together. This could be your table, your bed. Are there flame retardants that were used? Stain guards. Some of us have paid extra to get the stain guard. I'm guilty of that. I did that about 15, 20 years ago. And then thinking about what's the paint, the varnish that's on this product, because those things off gas. So how do we pick non-toxic furniture? So choosing natural products like cotton, hemp, rubber, which is latex, that's a natural product. It's actually, we now have couches that are non-toxic that are made up of a rubber core, a latex core instead of foam. And also mattresses with latex inside, and they're actually quite comfortable. Some of my favorite mattresses all have latex and wool wrapped up and then covered with organic cotton. Wool is wonderful. Solid wood is great. Now, solid wood is expensive. I actually put this example here. This is, finding a cutting board that's one piece of solid wood is really, really hard. Otherwise, if you're using one with multiple pieces put together, it's going to have glues in there, and then you're preparing food, so that can get into your food. So I love this one. I actually own one of these. So that's, I don't buy a lot of things, but I buy a few things that I'm happy with, that are non-toxic, that'll last for a really long time. So choosing organic materials when possible, avoiding dyes. Sometimes I'll think about, like, do I want the one with the dye, or can I just get the undyed one? Undyed ones actually look really natural and beautiful. So asking questions about what kind of dyes are used is important. Low VOC, like if I can smell a piece of furniture, I'm not going to buy it. You can actually look for a piece of furniture that hasn't been treated with flame retardants. You would look for TB 117 2013, and in California, at least, that's what is used. No stain guards. So I buy things that are not water repellent, like, for example, kids' lunch bags. Yes, they get, trashed because of food and things spill, but I make sure they're washable. Or, our mattresses have washable covers. Our pillows have removable pillow cover, so we can just wash everything and not have to rely on a stain guard. Same thing with couches. And then you can look at FSC certification. That just tells you that this company has done a good job of working with wood that comes from a forest that's being well taken care of. It's important to make sure that we support processes that are sustainable.